Everyone knows the name Elon Musk, but few know how close he came to losing everything. Twice, he was betrayed. Twice, he was pushed out of the very companies he built. And then, just when the world thought he had made it, everything almost collapsed. He nearly lost his money, his mind, even his life's work. This is the story they never tell. The story of how the world's most controversial billionaire was broken ... before he rose again. If you believe in raw ambition, in impossible ideas, in what it truly costs to chase a vision, then stay with us. This is Revealed Bio, where we uncover the hidden truths behind the world's most powerful lives. He could have stopped after Zip 2, $22 million at the age of 27. Most people would have, but Elon Musk wasn't interested in wealth. He was obsessed with building. Within weeks of that payout, he poured nearly everything into a bold new idea. The digital bank. He called it X.com. It wasn't just about moving money. It was about disrupting the entire financial system. He believed the banking world was slow, outdated, and ripe for destruction. So he built a platform that offered online checking, investments, insurance, all in one place. It was sleek, futuristic, way ahead of its time, but Elon wasn't alone in that race. Another startup called Confinity was working on a small payment system called PayPal. They were faster, simpler, focused on peer-to-peer payments. Eventually, the two companies merged. And Elon Musk became the CEO of what would become the biggest payment company on the internet. Then the fights began. Elon insisted the company keep the name XCOM. Others hated it. Engineers wanted to run on Unix. Elon pushed for Windows. The boardroom turned cold. His own executives began holding secret meetings without him. And while Elon was flying to Australia, taking his first vacation in years, the board voted. He was removed as CEO again. It was the second time Elon had been pushed out of a company he created from nothing, and still, he didn't quit. When PayPal was eventually sold to eBay for $1.5 billion, Elon walked away with $160 million. But this time, he didn't buy islands or jets. He did something that, at the time, looked insane. He poured nearly all of it, more than $100 million, into three companies: a rocket company called SpaceX, an electric car startup called Tesla, and a solar energy company that most people laughed at. The media called him reckless. Investors pulled away. Friends warned him he was playing with fire. And then the fire came. SpaceX failed its first 3 launches. Rockets exploded in mid-air. Millions lost. Tesla was bleeding cash. Deliveries were delayed, and the press began circling like vultures. The economy collapsed. Investors backed off, and Elon. He was down to his last few million. In 2008, Elon Musk was sleeping on friends' couches. He couldn't pay rent. He had to borrow money just to stay afloat. The man who once had $160 million was days away from losing everything, all of it. He was heartbroken, exhausted, alone. Christmas was just days away when it happened. SpaceX's 4th launch succeeded. The rocket made orbit, and NASA called with a contract. One that would save the company and Tesla. It received a last-minute investment towers before bankruptcy. That night, Elon cried, not out of joy, but because he had reached the very edge of his soul and somehow didn't fall. He had stared into the abyss, and the abyss had stared back. That year, 2008, nearly broke him, physically, mentally, financially, but something strange happened after that. People began to believe. Tesla took off. SpaceX made history. And the same man who had been betrayed, mocked, and doubted was suddenly building the future faster than anyone else alive. But he never forgot those years, the pain, the silence, the nights no one believed in him. And that is why he builds the way he does, why he fights the way he does. because he knows exactly what it feels like to be one launch away from nothing. This is not the story of a billionaire. This is the story of a man who refused to die before the dream was done.